Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Nikke Goddess of Victory video. Let's talk a little bit more about the collaborations upcoming. We are going to have Nier collaboration on July 3rd. But they also announced a new character today, which I was honestly very surprised, and that's going to be none other than Sora right here. So this is going to be a very interesting one. I have no idea if they plan to run Sora alongside with the Nier collaboration. That means we're going to have multiple banners running at the same time. So I have no idea if that's going to be what the plan is from Shift Up, but we'll have to wait a little bit more to find out about that. But for the time being, Sora is going to be one of the latest character in addition, at least a non-limited character in addition to the game. So right now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are still thinking, still debating, still trying to decide if you want to pull for the Nier collaboration characters or not. So right now, you can see it's pretty much confirmed. July 3rd all the way until July 31st, we're gonna have the Nier collaboration for 2B and of course A2. Pascal will be given out for free as per usual, hopefully, right? Redeemable in the Outer Automata story event shop. There's going to be the limited time costume rerun as well. That's going to be for 2B and A2, alongside with 2B's costume gacha if you're interested in that. And of course A2 will have the pass available as well. Wait, it says here purchase through the in-game shop. This was previously a pass specific costume. Now, one more thing that you guys have to be aware of is they are also going to introduce two new costumes right here. Two brand new costumes are coming soon. Now, one of it is going to be the swimsuit for A2 right here. You can see if you are logging in just every single day, 21 days, get A2 unofficial waterfront gear prototype and development materials when you log in for 21 days. So A2's so-called new custom skin will be given out for free, but we have no idea about 2B. That's going to be something that we'll have to find out later. So now let's talk a little bit more about all of these characters right now alongside with the Stellar Blade collaboration. I'm sure you guys are still deciding between Eve, between Raven, and with 2B, and of course with A2 coming later, who is going to be the best character for you to pull. And I know some of you guys are probably leaning towards getting all of the collaboration character, or some of you guys are deciding to get a little bit of extra limit break for the characters that's available right now. So hopefully in this particular video, I'm going to help you guys to decide if you guys are going to try to obtain, because these are limited characters for collaboration and they generally are not added to the standard banner and you have to wait for them to rerun when it comes, right? This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. Now, I received my box for this month and I feel like this is going to be a very exciting one. So for those of you who are new and might not be aware of what Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co are, these are snack boxes exclusively from Japan and it's packed with different snacks according to a specific theme for every month. So this month, the theme for Tokyo Treat is going to be Harajuku Snack Venture. So you get to experience Tokyo's trendiest neighborhood with this month's box packed with fashion-forward flavors and bold tastes. Cookies and cream Kit Kats is something that I've eaten before, and this is going to be one of the best ones that I've tried. Now, alongside with some of those, we also have salted lemon pretzel sticks, the fruity fizz gummies, the mega marshmallow stick, the garlic potato chips, and the happy Harajuku choco cake. Now, these are definitely one of my favorites ones. Let's try out this snack right here. Okay, this is it. That's how it looks like. That is very unique. Wow. That's pretty cool. Now, the combination of these snacks are definitely one of my favorite ones so far. Now, Sakura Co is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local makers across Japan. And it's usually curated with traditional and seasonal snacks, including mochi, dorayaki, and the likes, right? Now, this month's theme for Sakura Co is Mount Fuji Summertime. Mount Fuji is Japan's most iconic natural symbol, revered for centuries in art and cultural heritage. There's the Muscat Konjac Jelly, the Mount Fuji Biscuit, Mount Fuji Kohakuto, Mount Fuji Jelly, Shizuoka Green Tea Cookie, the Amo Strawberry Dorayaki, and of course, we also have the Matcha Genmai Cha Tea. And of course, if you guys are not aware, Sakura Co comes with its special tableware for each month, and this month is going to be the Mount Fuji dish plate. So yeah, if you guys are interested to purchase either one of these Tokyo Treat or Sakura Co boxes, I would recommend checking out the referral link in the description below. And don't forget to use code GuitarRock for $5 off. Big shout out to Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co for sponsoring today's video. Let's jump into it. So let's first talk about the current characters right now. Alright, the two roster, that's going to be Raven and of course Eve right now. So as you can see, Eve's banner is going to go away first, right? We have 3 more days before her banner goes away, whereas Raven is going to last for 1 additional week due to the nature of her banner comes a little bit later. So the one that you have to make the decision right now is going to be for Eve, right? Now, should you pull for Eve? This is going to be a very complicated one specifically. I feel like Eve is going to be a harder character for a lot of players to build a team around just due to the nature of she needs crit rate, she needs a little bit of additional substats that a lot of characters doesn't really need. Now in the meta, she doesn't really shine as much. There's going to be better options for a lot of players. I think where it becomes a main issue for her is going to be the team building aspect. That's going to be a little bit restrictive in terms of trying to make a team around her. Alright, so she is going to be a character that requires just majority try to get her up to 100% crit rate. Her 2 best partner in crime, right, basically the one that works in her team is going to be Maid Mars right here, alongside with Maid Anchor. So those 2 are going to be the very important one, Maid Mars, Maid Anchor. If you don't have any of these 2 characters, your Eve is going to suffer a little bit in damage. Now I think she still can be used with some other characters that give crit rate, but Maid Mars and Maid Anchor is going to be one of the best one due to the nature of Mars herself is going to give 20% crit rate. Right here you can see, alright, if you level this up to level 10, so Eve has 75%, so that means you're going to get 95% if you max out these 2 skills. She still need like 1 more line of substats in her overload gear, and that's going to be the most important one for Eve. Now what about Raven? Raven is going to be able to do a little bit more damage than Eve. Damage wise, they are not too far apart, but I do think that just due to the nature of the flexibility in trying to build the team, I feel like Raven is going to be a better pull for most players. Now you need to keep in mind that both Eve and Raven, they are both Iron type DPS characters. And ideally, I wanted to wait for the solo raids before I make a much more conclusive video so that I can showcase you guys in the performance between Eve and Raven. However, for those of you who are not aware, solo raids has been cancelled multiple times. It got cancelled the first time when they found out about Raven's skill was bugged, right? And then they tried to fix that, right? Upon fixing that, there was another bug, and then they have to close the solo raids again on June 26. Now at this point in time, I have no idea will they be able to rerun the solo raids again, right? Because right now it seems like we are going to have the Nier collaboration very soon, right? 3rd of July is going to be in a couple of days. So does that mean that we are going to have the solo raids running concurrently alongside with the Nier collab? So that could be it, but it is going to be a little bit weird. I think this collab is just a little bit of a mess overall. There's just a lot of bugs, and then Raven's skills did not work on day 1, and then they just prolonged the entire thing, and now solo raids has been cancelled twice, delayed twice. If you guys haven't claimed the rewards, alright, so they basically gave out this particular one for temporary closure of solo raid 2, which is like kind of insane actually, right? Based on my testing, I've been trying to invest in both characters, trying them out multiple times in various different teams. Raven is going to be the better character to pick if you're looking to only pull for one, alright? So ideally you want to try to get both of them, alright, if you can at least get 1 copy, because these are collab characters. If you are a collector, ideally get 1 copy, but if you're looking to like pull for dupes, alright, again, my stance on dupes still stand. Ideally, dupes only give about 2%, maybe like 3% at most in damage difference. You're not going to get that much of a difference in damage ideally when pulling dupes in this particular game, right? It's better for you to just go straight up to get the extra copies of another character that can help you in that particular relevant team. Now, I do think that if you are going to pull copies, however, probably Raven is going to be the best one because she is going to have the flexibility. She's much easier to build and much easier to fit into teams as well. Now, what about the Nier character, the Nier collaboration character coming later on? Let's first talk about 2B, alright, and then we'll jump into A2. Now, 2B and A2 are both fire DPS characters, alright, so this is going to be how it is. Now for 2B, she is going to be an assault rifle character. Where does 2B stands in the meta right now? So she is not going to be used much, and I don't think she's bad overall. I just think that right now there's a couple of issues that we have. First things first is the element. Fire is pretty much stacked Alright, this year itself we are getting two very strong meta character in terms of fire, right? Number one is going to be Rapi Red Hood. I'm sure you guys, if you guys play this year, you know how strong she is. One of the best, literally the strongest fire character that you can obtain right now, right? Another one is going to be Mihara Bonding Chain, very recent character as well before all of this, and she is pretty much one of the fire characters that dominate that space, right? And again, if you have any of these alongside with Modonia, and then we got Asuka, and then of course Alice, if you are willing to play on manual and try to spam shots, she's also going to be a very strong solid contender as well. So it pretty much is going to be a very competitive space, and in fact I do think that the fire element in terms of the character wise is going to be just filled with a lot of way better character, way better option. Drake even got her treasure as well. So right now, with all of this going on, if you did obtain Evangelion characters like Asuka as well, this element pretty much is stacked, so there's just not much spot for 2B. Now, she probably can still be used if you're trying to be like a hardcore solo raider. She's probably going to be a little bit better than A2 in terms of the aspect of a couple of things, right? So 2B has a very unique skill. She's quite similar to Cinderella in a case where she is going to be a burst 3 defender, alright? But even though she's a defender, she's a damage dealer, right? Like Cinderella, right? Now how she works is you can see she has abilities that increase her max HP right there. That's going to increase continuously. And right here you can see this is the most important one. She converts a certain percentage of the attack of the caster's final max HP. So the more HP she has, the more attack she gets. So again, very similar to Cinderella right there. She can do distributed damage on her burst skill. If you're looking to use a character in PvP, she can also be very strong. Now in case you guys are wondering, 2B has, you know, all of these. This is going to be the regular costume right here, right? So this is the one that you get by default. And then of course you get this particular one by default. A lot of Nikke players seem to think that 2B has the biggest cake. Now what do you guys think? Does she has the biggest cake in the entire game? Probably, right? She's maybe up there in the top 3, top 5 maybe, right? But this is going to be the gacha costume if you guys are looking to buy this. I personally did not obtain this one because I feel like the other two, the one that you get for free, is going to be better. Now let's talk a little bit more about A2. A2 suffers the same fate as 2B. Alright, these are very old character. They was released like years ago. I mean like 1 year plus ago, right? So pretty much they suffer from power creep generally, right? Because there's just way better fire character right now. So A2 is going to be a fire rocket launcher. Now I do think that A2 is going to be a little bit of a harder sell for a lot of players because she is going to rely on a very distinct situation where she needs the enemy to have parts, right? The boss to have parts. And also one thing that you want to try to maintain her HP, she needs healer, very specific characters to fit in that team with her because she's going to consume her current HP every time. And if her own HP dips below 40%, she basically cancels this Mood B status. Alright, this Mood B status is going to improve her attack percent and charge speed, and that's going to be the status that you want. So you want to maintain a certain level of recovery in your team as much as possible so that she doesn't go too far down. And there's not many characters that can maintain that because she takes away her current HP by 5% every 1 second. Back then when she first came out, Blanc and Noah was one of the better teammate composition for her, but right now she's no longer meta. I honestly don't think that any players should try to go hard on A2. So she is going to be quite similar to Eve in the aspect, very finicky in terms of trying to build a team around, and for new players this can be a big issue. Now if you are a collector, right, this is going to be pretty much where I do encourage, if you care about just collecting at least 1 copy of the characters, then by all means go for it. That's probably going to be the best way for a lot of you guys to hopefully enjoy these characters and, you know, fit them in your collection, right? So get 1 copy of Eve, 1 copy of Raven, 1 copy of 2B, and 1 copy of A2. Now the Nier collaboration, there's a chance that they might not rerun ever again, right? Because this is going to be the first rerun. Will we have a second rerun? Nobody knows. Now Stellar Blade on the other hand, perhaps there could be a chance that they both could rerun. Now if you're looking for meta, however, right, if you're looking just strictly for meta, how would I rank all of these characters? I'll probably rank Raven as number 1 in terms of priority right now. I still feel like Raven is probably going to have the longevity. Now, if you are pulling specifically for the solo raids, I'm not sure if that will ever happen or not. Because solo raids is now closed, will they bring back the solo raids, or we have to wait a while before we get another iron type solo raids exclusively? But Raven is going to be currently, she's the best one out of the 4 characters. Alright, if you're looking for meta damage wise, conveniently they are all burst free DPS, so it's going to be much easier to rank them across each other. So I feel like Eve is going to be the second place right now. If you can pick one between Raven and Eve, while Eve do suffer from a little bit of a struggle for building a team around her, I think she is still going to be better than 2B, because the iron code Nikkes, there's just not many of them, right? While fire, there's a lot in the standard banners, so a lot of players don't really have to worry about the lack of the elements right there. So 2B is going to be the third priority in my opinion. Maybe if you want to go by cake level, she's the first one, but if you want to go for meta, 2B is going to be third, A2 is going to be the 4th place. Now let's touch a little bit more about what is going to happen right after, because this is going to be something that I think a lot of players need to be aware of. So after the Stellar Blade collaboration, after the Nier collaboration, more than likely we are going to be having the summer event. So let's talk a little bit more about this, give you guys a perspective so that you guys are aware of what's happening, what you can expect from the limited characters. The first year, alright, so if you guys are not aware, in the first year of the summer collaboration, we have this character called Swimsuit Anis. Alright, so this is a unique character, a limited character that you cannot obtain anymore. So that is going to be a little bit unfortunate. So one more character that came out alongside with her is Swimsuit Helm right here. So she is going to be less meta. Summer Anis, Swimsuit Anis is going to be the more meta one. So Helmet has 2 variants. One is the burst 3, and this is going to be the burst 2 support slot, right? So this particular Helm was also the limited characters that were introduced in the first one. Now, they have 2 parts of summer in the first year when Nikke first came out. That was in part 1. Part 2, they introduced 2 characters, and that is going to be Swimsuit Mary. Sadly, she is no longer getting the usage as much, so this is going to be her. She can still be used occasionally, alright, but she is going to be a water element. Sadly, that's going to be what we are lacking. And then we have another character that is a super underwhelming. A lot of players made fun of her, and that's going to be Swimsuit Neon. Now, if you guys were there back then, you guys know what a joke this character is, right? Come on, like, why is the damage so pathetic? So that's just going to be what it is. Now, these are going to be the first year swimsuit characters. They probably will not rerun them anymore, but who they might rerun is going to be last year's swimsuit character, and that's going to be Swimsuit Sakura right here. She was last year's swimsuit character. She's a burst 3 wind type character, and another one is going to be a very interesting supporter, burst 2 swimsuit Rosanna right here. So most likely these 2 swimsuits are going to rerun alongside with probably new summer swimsuit characters. So that's going to be something that you guys have to pay attention to and try to save a little bit for as well, because this character, similar to the collab characters, are probably going to be limited. And I know it's going to be a little bit difficult, right? You got limited after limiteds after limiteds. I know, a lot of players are probably tired of this. There's too many limiteds back to back to back. It is kind of insane. So you gotta pick your poison and choose wisely, right? Are you going to go for 2B and A2, which are characters that might not be used much in the meta, right? Like literally, I'm telling you guys right now, it's been years since I've last used 2B or A2. Some players might say that, oh, you can use them in solo raids. Truth is, unless you're a hardcore whale, you probably don't need that 2 characters specifically. There's just way better options for most players out there, right? Like the universal characters like Cinderella and Scarlet Black Shadow, etc. Swimsuit characters are probably going to be somewhat in the meta, alright, somewhat in the power level scale. So at least that makes sense in conjunction to the characters that we have currently. So something to keep in mind, something to always take into consideration. Hopefully you guys are going to be aware of that. Alright, so with that being said, that is going to be it for this video pretty much. Let me know what you guys think. As per usual, it is going to be a rather long one. Hopefully give you guys a better perspective of where 2B, A2, Raven, and of course Eve, where they are currently ranked right now, and also be aware of the summer characters, right? So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I'll be doing an account review later today. So if you guys want to tune into the stream, make sure you guys come in. I'll be live right there on this YouTube channel and of course on Twitch as well, if you guys are interested for that, right? With that being said, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.